He's a opposition leader of the Congress, very senior leader. Rashid will be joining with us. Sir, a letter has also been written which clearly states that BBC is trying to peddle the propaganda, the lies to defame the government. What do you have to say about it on the BBC document?
Actually, 2002 is a part of history, very dreadful chapter of this history. Whether it is BBC or any other channel or organization, if they are making any documentary, you can't deny it. This government and our Prime Minister, if they want to eliminate this chapter of the history, it is not possible. You want to take out this page of the history, it is not possible. The whole of world remembers Atal Bihari Vajpayee, then Prime Minister of the country. He asked him, Modi Sahab, Raj Dharam apnao, how can you remove it? How can you remove the records of the parliament? All of us had discussed it in the parliament, all leaders of the parliament. How can you remove it? United States has refused to grant visa to our Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji at that time. Everybody knows this, and very recently, a spokesperson of the Foreign Ministry of United States, when this question was asked that how did your government has allowed Mohammed bin Salman of Saudi Arabia, he is responsible for the murder of Khashoggi, then you know what was the response of the spokesperson of the Foreign Ministry of United States? It has happened earlier also. He said, we have invited so many leaders who were involved in such kinds of heinous crimes, including Narendra Modi.
But Rashid, sir, when you are mentioning US, also to state that UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak have also stated that characterization should not be done, and thus propaganda, lies, and defaming the government should not have been done. And on the other side, the allegations are unsubstantiated. There is no proper proof, and it is being trying to defame the authority and credibility of Supreme Court and the foreign government of India, who are related with this entire matter.
Sunak is not the Chief Justice of India. He is the Prime Minister of that country. How can you trust Sunak if he has said, he has given any statement? As far as proof is concerned, as far as the judgment and orders of the Supreme Courts are concerned, it is all right. But you can't remove this chapter from the history. It is the part of the history. How can you say that it was not happened in 2002? It was happened. Who was the Chief Minister? Narendra Modi was the Chief Minister. And it was very dreadful, communal light, not communal light, it was the genocide. Everybody knows this. Atal Bihari Vajpayee Saab sent all of us as a part of delegation to Ahmedabad, and we have seen from our own eyes. हमने क़यामत को गुजरते हुए देखा है अहमदाबाद के अंदर. We have photographs. If you want, I can show it. Even today I have.
But don't you think it is a colonial mindset? And Kiran Rijiju have also stated it is a colonial mindset. It is a Tukre gang who are doing this to weaken the strength of our country. They are doing this with a particular propaganda, spreading the lies all over.
Whatever had happened in 2002, it is a propaganda. Thousands and thousands. We are not talking clear chit. It is all right, it was clear chit. But he was Chief Minister when it was happened there. Who is responsible? And if anything happens, good or bad, in any state, Chief Minister is responsible for that. How can you deny it? You can't deny it. It had happened when you was Chief Minister of Gujarat. Thousands and thousands as citizens and Gujaratis were killed. Who is responsible for that? Everybody knows. This is the history. Bharatiya Janata Party and this government, they say that we are going to correct the history. You want to take out these pages of the history? You can't. The entire world knows the fact, the truth. You can't do it. People of Gujarat, they know it, what had happened in 2002. Babu Bajrangi, I do not know whether he's alive or not, but his statements are still with every channel of the media.
But that means opposition is questioning the entire thing which happened in Supreme Court, the clean chit which was given by Supreme Court. Is opposition also questioning the credibility of Supreme Court? Don't you think it is an attempt to cast aspiration by showcasing that the government is against the minority?
Again and again, you are saying that it was clean chit given by the Supreme Court. I am not talking about clean chit. I am talking about the facts. People were killed. Who were responsible for that? I do not know whether Supreme Court knows it or doesn't know it, whether you know it or you don't know it. But I am asking very simple question. Who was the chief, who was the responsible for these people who were killed during that time? Who was the chief minister of that state that time? It was Narendra Modi ji. He was the chief minister. How will you say when Atal ji said, Raj Dharam apnao? He was the chief minister, he was the senior leader, tallest leader of Bharatiya Janata Party. Can you deny it? Can you deny this statement of Atal ji? I was there. In my presence, he said it. And all of us had discussed in the parliament. Can you remove those speeches from the parliament? You can't. You are in power, you are prime minister of the country. It is all right, you can stop this film of BBC, but you can't remove these facts. You can't remove this truth. This is the truth, and always it will continue to be truth.
Mr. Alvi, last question. So opposition is in the mood and line of that the tweets and the video of the episode 1 of this documentary shouldn't have been blocked.
It is wrong. How can you block this BBC film? You can't. How can you block? When you have blocked it, it means you are guilty conscious. That is the proof that you are feeling that you are guilty. Otherwise, it was not possible to block it.
You are stating that it's not a propaganda of BBC.
Not at all. This is the truth. How can you say it is a propaganda? How can you say it is a propaganda? And not only BBC, so many channels, so many journalists, so many politicians, they have already said so many things. So this is not a propaganda, and this is not the correct step taken by the government to block it.
So, Samiksha, these are the views of senior Congress leader Rashid Alvi, who is clearly stating that it's not a propaganda propaganda by BBC, and this entire video and tweet should not have been taken down from the microblogging video website, and clearly it shows that what's the state of center. Yes, Samiksha.
Well, absolutely, Harsha.